10 News begins with breaking news.
And breaking news, one person is dead after a car crashes into busy Times Square and a crowd of people in that intersection. These are live pictures of the scene right now. I'm Jason Martinez.
I'm Virginia Cha. A crowd of people also injured. You could see they haven't moved that car yet. Melissa Masiha tracking the breaking developments from the 10 News Live Center. Mel?
And Virginia, one person, like you mentioned, killed, and just within the past 20 minutes, we learned that 22 other people were hurt, according to the NYPD. You see the car right here, and let's go ahead and go back to those live pictures where that area is blocked off. The person killed, we learned, only 18 years old. This happened near 44th and 7th Avenue in the heart of Times Square. Police arrested the driver of the car, 26-year-old Richard Rojas from the Bronx. They say he is a former member of the U.S. Navy with a criminal history. He has 2 prior DUI arrests. NYPD calling this an isolated incident, not terrorism, but of course, Jason and Virginia, that is something that ran through many people's minds when they first heard about this breaking news.
Absolutely, and we'll stay on top of this, Mel, and talk to you a little bit later. In the meantime, here locally, Lincoln High School students walked out of class this morning to make a statement. They are demanding that the school hire a permanent principal.
Last year, Lincoln's principal moved to another role with the district, and the search for a replacement has been on ever since. 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala live at that school where students and parents say the perfect replacement is already working there. Mimi?
Right, Virginia, Jason, they've had an interim principal who's retiring at the end of the year, but they say that perfect replacement is their current vice principal, Jose Soto. They say they trust him, these are the students telling us this, because he understands them. They're tired of temporary principals and they want the district to take action now.
We want Soto! We want Soto! He actually listens to the students. He tries to resolve the problem before he dishes out discipline, and he connects with the kids.
Students walked to the administration building at Lincoln High this morning, making it loud and clear they want Soto. They say the district has ignored their suggestions and the search for a new principal hasn't been a priority. That's because they tell me Lincoln High has a history of a bad reputation, especially after the fight in February of 2016 that left several students and a school officer in the hospital. They believe Soto can turn the reputation of the school around for good. But a district official says Soto's out of the running when it comes to filling the role of the principal, but couldn't comment on why. Both parents and students say they're not being listened to.
If he doesn't become principal, we're most likely going to get stuck with another temporary principal, and we're not going to get any of our problems done because we need a long-term principal to actually stick with the problem and come with a full resolution.
Now, the district says it has no deadline for filling the principal's position, but it will continue interviewing new candidates next week. The parents, however, tell us that a community panel has been scheduled for the 23rd to try to come up with any new solutions. For now, we're live at Lincoln High. Mimi Alcala, 10 News.
Thank you, Mimi. Happening today, more lead testing at Poway Unified Schools. It's part of their effort to make sure lead levels are not dangerously high at any of their schools. They will take tests of water at these 12 schools. The test is expected to run through mid-June. It isn't required, but districts can now request free testing from the State Water Resources Control Board. 5 samples from drinking fountains, cafeterias, and food prep areas at each site will go to a lab. The results could take a few weeks, but we will keep you posted. The driver of a stolen rental car jumped the curb and ran into the fence of an apartment complex in Santee.
Deputies were chasing the car, and 10 News reporter Jim Patton joins us live from the scene. And Jim, there were students walking to school in this area when this happened. This could have been tragic.
Well, there were students heading to school in the morning, but the timing was right that they weren't actually in this area when it happened, but they sure could have been. You can see the damage to the fence. Little background here, not too much of a pursuit. It was a stolen car out of El Cajon. When deputies spotted it, they tried to pull it over, and the suspect almost immediately jumped out and made a run for it. Problem was he left the car running, and the car kept rolling, not very fast, but fast enough to do damage like this to the fence. And as we said, if this had happened just 30 minutes earlier, there would have been students here, one woman says, waiting for the bus.
Could be more than just a fence. Could have been a body.
Yeah, it's a teacher at a nearby preschool. She says, now fortunately no kids were here. No one was injured, not even the suspect. Meanwhile, manager of the HOA at the complex says each section of this metal fence is pretty expensive, about $2,000, and he estimates about $5,000 in damage here. As for the man at the wheel, sheriff's deputies only saying at this point he's a white male in his 30s. He was captured about a half a block away as he tried to run. The vehicle, a Hertz rental car, recently reported stolen, as I said. You may have also noticed that it had an Uber sticker on the windshield. The sheriff's deputies say they're not sure whether that means it was actually being used as an Uber vehicle. Reporting live in Santee, Jim Patton, 10 News.
Jim, thank you. In a developing story, a person shot multiple times in Vista, and the suspect is still on the loose. Sheriff's deputies now saying the shooting was gang-related. This happened last night at the Buena Creek Sprinter station there, and deputies found the victim with multiple gunshot wounds to the stomach and shoulder. That person was taken to the hospital and is expected to survive. The suspect ran away after the shooting, and deputies are still looking for him. Breaking news update. In the last 15 minutes, the medical examiner has confirmed that rocker Chris Cornell has committed suicide.
Black hole sun, won't you come?
Chris Cornell was known as the voice of Temple of the Dog, Soundgarden, and Audio Slave. He performed at the Fox Theater in Detroit just last night. Hours later, he was found dead on his hotel bathroom floor.
Now, Cornell's rep says the news shocked the Cornell family. He was just 52 years old. And this kind of news has us reminding you, if you're worried about someone who may be having these thoughts, call the crisis hotline at the number on your screen, 888-724-7240, or you can go to the website up2sd.org.
We have this crime alert for you now. Police are searching for a man who tried to kidnap a 16-year-old girl. Happened around 9 last night on Alpha Street in Southcrest, right by Cesar Chavez Elementary. Police say the girl was walking with another teen when the man ran up behind her, grabbed her shoulder, and pulled. That man is described as a Hispanic man in his 20s or 30s. The girl managed to fight him off. She says he got into the driver's seat of a white older model Acura and drove away. Here's the thing, there was a woman in the passenger seat.
Developing story in Washington where President Trump is lashing out at news that a special counsel will take over the Russia investigation. ABC reporter Janae Norman is in the Capitol with the latest.
3 days, 3 breaking headlines in Washington, and at the center of each controversy, President Trump.
No politician in history has been treated worse or more unfairly. You can't let them get you down.
Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein appointing a special counsel to take over the investigation into Russian election meddling and possible collusion with the Trump campaign. Writing in part, a special counsel is necessary in order for the American people to have full confidence in the outcome. Rosenstein emphasized that he made no determination that crimes had been committed or that a prosecution was warranted. But Trump lashing out over the decision, tweeting the investigation is the single greatest witch hunt of a politician in American history. But the move already garnering support across the aisle.
I now have significantly greater confidence that the investigation will follow the facts, wherever they lead.
This takes the politics out of it, hopefully. This has gotten too political.
The man leading this new investigation, Bob Mueller, a former FBI director, in some ways a unique figure in Washington. Last confirmed by the Senate 100-0. His prestigious 10-year appointment as the FBI director extended for an additional 2 years.
He has the expertise and experience and the guts and backbone to uncover the truth and hold accountable anybody who's broken the law.
Mueller will have all the authorities of a U.S. attorney, including the ability to take the matter before a grand jury and to issue subpoenas. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
New today, we now have a better idea of what San Diegans think about the recent events surrounding President Trump as part of our exclusive 10 News San Diego Union Tribune poll. And we asked, based on what you know so far, is President Trump guilty of abuse of power? 56% you can see said yes, 35% said no, 9% said they're not sure. We also asked people if they feel talk of impeaching President Trump is premature. 45% of San Diegans said they do think it's too early. 28% though said this discussion is overdue, 19% said it's timely, and 8% said they're not sure.